members of the media, I greet you and welcome you to this important engagement as Johannesburg has been given the opportunity and the honor to host the 2025 World Union of Wholesale Markets Conference. It is also important to note that it is the 44th World Conference to be hosted in our shores. We went through the cost of around 12 million, with part of it being raised from private sponsors to supporting this conference. We would also want to restate that the World Union of Wholesale Markets exists to facilitate access to healthy diets for everyone in society and in the world, and of course delivering sustainable, inclusive and high quality fresh produce food supply systems. And they do this by engaging in sharing of ideas, sharing of best practices, and cooperating within the international organizations, governments, business, and the public. The city of Johannesburg remains an economic hub of the entire continent and the gateway to the African continent. So as long as we believe that Johannesburg has the power of markets, you do know that our contribution to the GDP remains even higher than that of sovereign at just around 2%. And not just spaces for trade, but it's also vehicles for inclusive innovation and empowerment and the role it plays in food security. So Johannesburg becomes an important center, especially in the African continent. Our role as a city is to create an enabling environment where economic activity thrives, and it goes further to the street levels where entrepreneurs could engage with the agricultural economy. But our role does not stop at facilitation. We invest, we protect, and we innovate. We support food systems, transformation that uplifts the most vulnerable. We promote fairness and prepares our economy for the challenges of the 21st century, including climate change, food insecurity, and inequality. Now, hosting this global conference, the World Union of Wholesale Markets, is not just a matter of prestige, but for us it's a deliberate part of our city's growth and development strategy 2040. We believe that this event will place Johannesburg at the center of global dialogue and unlock partnerships that strengthen our infrastructure and our capacity. Johannesburg accounts at least for the 46% of the South African market in terms of fresh produce, which translates to just around 11 billion. And we are therefore committing ourselves to modernizing this market and ensure that we grow the market of the future, as we call it, a smart market. The conference theme will touch on shaping the future of fresh produce through sustainability, innovation, and inclusivity. The conference at this stage has attracted delegates from countries as far as Poland, Netherlands, France, Portugal, Mexico, Zimbabwe, India, Mozambique, Benin, the United Emirates, Zambia, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and China. And of course, we're expecting all other delegates coming from all other markets locally in South Africa. The conference will therefore deal with issues around the fresh produce value chain and the impact, of course, on climate change and how it affects the agricultural sector in particular. We'll also focus on imports and exports opportunities, including for entrepreneurs in our country. We'll also be focusing on smart utilization of technology to enhance business operations and improve customer satisfaction. So basically, the South Africa's fresh produce market value chain and the role it plays in distribution of fresh produce to enhance food security. As I conclude, this conference, we believe, will create a spotlight on the power to transform the future food systems on our continent. And on behalf of the city, I extend our full support and our commitment to partnerships and our unwavering belief that through collaboration of markets, we can build an Africa that feeds itself, empowers its people, and competes with the best in the world. Let us make this a turning point. Johannesburg is ready to welcome international delegates to a city that believes in the power of markets and the promise of the people. It has also presented an opportunity that indeed Johannesburg has the capacity to host international events. In 2025 alone, we are also hosting the U20 in September, which will attract over 100 mayors from all over the world. We are also hosting the G20 in November, the G20 Summit. This presents an opportunity for Joburg and Joburgers to claim their role in the world affairs. With that being said, I want to thank you, Program Director. Thank you once more.
This conference stands at the confluence of opportunity and transformation. Africa is home to over 60% of the world's aerial land, and yet we continue to confront deep-seated challenges in food security, market access, infrastructure, and equitable trade. WUWM Joburg 2025 provides a global platform to collectively address these gaps, showcase our innovation, and chart a unified course forward. We are proud that Joburg Market, the largest fresh produce market in Africa, has been chosen as the host. With over 11 billion in annual turnover, it remains a key player in driving food distribution and access across SADC countries. This platform now becomes a launchpad for new ideas, partnerships, and growth models that can benefit both emerging and established economies. Agriculture is the backbone of many African economies, a sector that feeds millions, provides jobs to the majority of our rural population, and sustain livelihoods across generations. But the agriculture of tomorrow must be bold, resilient, and inclusive. Through this conference, we reaffirm our commitment to revitalizing the wholesale market system as a powerful enabler of economic growth, food system resilience, and environmental sustainability. Together with global stakeholders, we must align on data-driven practices, climate-responsive infrastructure, and technology that brings the farmer closer to the consumer. Post this conference, Joburg Market must be able to draw a strategic plan to use the agricultural economy as a source of job creation, SMME support, and sustainable farming, which will fight inequality, poverty, unemployment, and other social ills. As the political champion of economic development in this city, I stand before you not just to celebrate progress, but to challenge us all to push further. Transformation is no longer optional, it is urgent. This conference aligns with the city's transformation agenda, one that prioritizes inclusive enterprise development, women and youth empowerment, food access for indigent communities, and the deconstruction of monopolistic system in favor of equitable growth. Our legacy vision for WUWM Joburg 2025 is clear. It is to ignite the new models of ownership and participation in fresh produce markets. It is to expand market access for smallholder farmers and SMMEs. It is to build a network of African markets capable of competing on the global stage. And lastly, to leave behind knowledge systems, policies, and infrastructure that will shape the continent's food economy for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Executive Mayor, this is more than a conference. It is a call to action, a rallying point for those who dare to transform food system, not just for profit, but for people and the planet, as well as Joburg Market, a reference point of the world on how a market should be run effectively. As we begin this historic week, I urge each and every one of us to bring your experience, your wisdom, and your boldest ideas. Let's make WUWM Joburg 2025 not just the biggest agricultural event the continent has ever seen, but the most impactful conference. Thank you so much, Program Director.
It is both an honor and a defining moment for me to stand before you today as we open the doors for the 2025 World Union of Wholesale Markets Conference right here in the city of Johannesburg. What is WUWM? WUWM stands for the World Union of Wholesale Market. It's the leading global network that connects wholesale markets and fresh food distribution centers across more than 40 countries worldwide. At its core, WUWM promotes sustainable, fair, and efficient food systems by strengthening the role of wholesale markets in feeding cities, supporting farmers, and driving economic development. The organization is a hub of exchange of knowledge, global standards, innovation, and cooperation in food distribution, and it plays a pivotal role in shaping the policies and practices that impact millions of producers, traders, and consumers around the world. What makes this conference unique? As one of the biggest agricultural showcasing events on the continent, gathering leaders from every corner of the globe under the banner of Markets of the Growth, Inclusion, and Sustainability. What makes this edition truly unique is not only the scale of diversity of participation, it is the focus on Africa's voice, Africa's solutions, and the Africa's transformation agenda. For too long, our African markets have been seen as informal, fragmented, or secondary. This conference challenges that narrative by placing African markets at the center of global discourse. The program for the conference has been deliberately designed to bridge the gap between global best practices and local realities. In the conference, we'll explore topics such as the future of markets infrastructure, smart technology in wholesale trade, climate resilience in food systems, market access for emerging farmers, gender equity in agri-business, and of course, public-private partnership towards the transformation of the national fresh produce markets. In addition to dialogue, we will host exhibitions, site visits, B2B matchmaking sessions, and the flagship African Fresh Produce Pavilion, all designed to promote trade, innovation, and market linkages. The benefits for Joburg Market and the city of Johannesburg in hosting this conference will include, amongst others, it will definitely be a catalyst for Africa The conference presents a powerful opportunity to accelerate food system transformation, unlock intra-Africa trade, influence global policies with local perspective, and establish a permanent seat at the table for African market players. For the Joburg Market, hosting the WUWM 2025 affirms our leadership on the continent. We are one of the best and biggest markets in the world and the best in Africa. We are not only the largest market in Africa, we are now positioning ourselves at the center of excellence in market operation, transformation and innovation, and of course, we want to be a global leader. This event also strengthens our partnership with farmers, municipalities, regional markets, development agencies, and the private sector. It allows us to reimagine the future of food together. Before we proceed, let me welcome you, not just as members of the media, but as partners in this journey. The spirit of Joburg Market and that of the city of Johannesburg is that of warmth, collaboration, and relentless drive. I thank you, Program Director.